Okay, so here's another problem, and we'll do this, several things with this problem, with this setup. So you've been given a log, a cylindrical log of length 10 meters and radius 30 centimeters. Okay, this log is going to be placed in water of density 1025 kg per meter cube. The question is, what percentage of the log is underwater? Okay, now this is another idea that you really need to know how to answer what's going on. So the first question is, you have to ask, like, what do you mean? Is the whole thing not going to be submerged? Is the whole thing going to be submerged? Now, the answer to that question is very simple. So the first thing is we look at this. Okay, now again we'll go back to the concept of densities. If you look at this log is made up of one material. Its density is 700. The density of the fluid is 1025. Okay, so from your past knowledge you know that the log is going to not be completely submerged. It's going to float in water. Okay, so let's again look at what happens when something is going to float, or how something's going to sink or float. Okay, provided it's made up of one material. So if it's made up of just one material, no composite materials, okay, one material, we can figure out what's going to happen. All right, so in order to do this, all you do is you compare the weights first. All right, so I always like to start with the weights, because I know that the reason you're going to float or sink, you're going to rise or fall, is because of the forces that are acting on you. Now the weight of the material is nothing but m times g, which is equal to the density of the material times so this is density of the material times volume of the material times g. Okay, now the if the buoyant force on the object is going to be equal to, now let's assume that it is completely submerged. Okay, so fully submerged, and the density is going to, the density of the fluid times the volume of the object, again, and times g. All right, so you see that right away we can see a comparison. Okay, so what we can do is we can do F of the buoyancy divided by the weight of the object. So this gives me rho F times V times G divided by rho of the material times V times G, and this is rho F over rho material. Now you see that here, if FB wins, the object's going to rise. If W wins, the object is going to go down. Okay, so this just tells us that if rho F is greater than rho material, okay, the object's going to rise and some of it is going to be exposed. Okay, if rho F is equal to rho material, then the entire object is going to be, then the entire object just gets submerged. Okay, so it's fully submerged. Okay, and if rho F is less than rho material, okay, then the object is going to sink. So the first case is, here it's going to float. Okay, here it's going to be fully submerged, and the third case is going to be it's going to sink. So having done all this, let's figure out how much of the object is going to be exposed. Okay, so now again, the problem is very simple. To figure out what percentage is exposed and what percentage is floating, all you do is you first figure out the once again we're going to resort to using our ideas of dynamics. Now once the object is floating, we know that the density of the wood, okay, is equal to 700 kg per meter cube. Okay, when the density of the water is equal to 1025 kg per meter cube. So we know that the object is going to be floating. Okay, so some part of it is going to be out of the liquid. Okay, so let's assume that the part that is inside the liquid, that volume is simply V submerged, and let V be the total volume of the thing. So the total volume is V, and the submerged volume is Vf. Okay, so what we can do is we can figure out the weight. The weight happens to be nothing but the total volume. Okay, the density times the total volume should be 700 times the total volume multiplied by 9.8, and what we know is that the buoyant force is equal to the density of the liquid times the submerged volume times 9.8. Okay, and in this case, if the object is floating, we know that these two forces at this point have to be equal to each other. So W is equal to FP. Now this tells me that 700 times V times 9.8 is equal to 1025 times Vs times 9.8. Great. One step close to the answer. Okay, so this happens to be equal to the 9.8 cancel out, and I can do this. I can do V over V submerged. In fact, you know what we need is, I need V submerged over V. So V submerged over the V is equal to 700 divided by 1025. Okay, which is nothing but the rho of the material divided by rho of the liquid. Okay, so this gives me the amount, the ratio that is submerged. So in this case, it will end up being equal to 0.683. Okay, so the percentage that is submerged, so amount submerged is equal to 68.3%. And you can, once you know the volume, you can calculate the actual volume that is submerged, and also what you know is that the amount exposed, okay, is going to be equal to 100% minus this number, okay, which happens to be 31.7%. So approximately this much amount is exposed and the other amount is submerged. So here's another thing that you really need to understand.